going on, everybody? Welcome to the Dad Bodds podcast. And it looks like Lockbets is in Vegas right now. We are here right now. And guess what? It's tournament season. It's March Madness. And we got every one of the dads
You need
here
a louder microphone.
What?
You do need a louder microphone.
I need a louder microphone.
What kind of podcast?
Say it into the mic.
This is the Dad Bods, right? So that it's.
What's up, fellas? I'm getting real into the dad bod mood right now. We have on the scene live from Las Vegas. Odds fellow, do you have your correspondent, or is he just going to be is he going to be running the AV today, audio video?
He's going to be running the audio video. We're going to put them on the street. We have the younger one out on the street soliciting feedback from the people. The older one is sitting next to me running lighting, audio, visual, A/V. Still got
Are you gonna give them some parlay cards to hand out at school tomorrow?
What I need to give them is some melatonin, I think. Melatonin.
How is he with live bets?
Sons, how do you take it from here?
Print off a bracket and go have them fill it out and come back.
Well, we are live tonight. Yes, we have extra special guests. Odds Fellows kids are going to join us. They did pick a bracket for him today, so you can take his picks for what it's worth. We have pun picks on location somewhere in a deserted island. Who knows with what celebrities that he's rooming with over there. And he got lock bets in Las Vegas. And we're talking March Madness. We're talking brackets. And
we're talking seltzers. I mean, I am at the West. I'm going to be at the Westgate soon. I know Drew Martin Betts is here. CT Betts. I hear the prop queen somewhere around here. Kelly in Vegas. I'm wearing my Jets jersey. It's the basketball jersey. It's got Brandon Marshall, and I'm ready to pick winners. I don't know about you fellas, but I'm ready to fucking roll.
Speaking of seltzers, I think we have a sponsor.
We do have a sponsor, so let's just get to the sponsor real quick, and then we'll just start talking a little college basketball. This podcast is sponsored by Viva Tequila Seltzers. That's right. This podcast is sponsored by Viva Tequila Seltzers. I got one in my hand right now. We got the watermelon today, so going to be a fun show. Viva Tequila Seltzers is a refreshing and drinkable hard seltzer. 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations and your March Madness celebrations, as it created for the actual lifestyle in mind. Viva flavored with tequila. Viva flavored their tequilas, seltzers, because flavor is the spice of life, and they like their drinks with a kick, just like they like to live their lives. Viva flavors perfectly with an artisanal Blanco tequila for our subtle and refreshing drinks. Their belief is to live long, live well, and live it up. Viva up. Let's get into some college basketball, shall we? Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Real side note, I wish I had Viva seltzers right now. I have these golden monkeys. And listen, nothing wrong with a 9.5% Belgian style triple ale. But I'm more of just, let's fucking have a 6-pack of seltzers and let's wear our basketball jerseys. Let's day drink. And more importantly, let's pick some winners. Are we ready to get into this thing or what?
Let's explain to everybody what we're doing. So we're going to pick, each of us has a region, and we're going to go through our plays in each region. And then once we get to the final four, I think we're going to kind of have a consensus moving forward on the finals and then the champion. So we can fill out a bracket, turn it in, and win some money. Deal?
And at the end, we'll probably are we going to have a couple picks at the end? I got one.
Yeah. And if you have a pick on a game in your region, throw it out there. If not, maybe bring it up, talk about it when one of us picks it.
Yeah,
about that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what region are we going to start with here? I'm the Midwest. Pun picks. What region are you?
West.
Lock bets.
I'm the East.
The East. And odds fellow.
South.
The South. The dirty South.
The dirty.
So let's start. I guess let's start with the East.
All right.
Work our way around.
East.
What do you think, Locks?
Listen, I'm in. You know, I actually, you know, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. This is actually a sort of a home game for me. I've been squatting in the slums of Philadelphia with Lady Lock. Shout out Lady Lock. And so I was at the Wells Fargo about 2 weeks ago. I know the interest, the small little characteristics of it. So it's going to be, I know the rims are very stiff. So let's just get into it. Let me open up my bracket.
That's what she said.
I wish.
Hey now.
All right, guys. Just starting off the bracket, guys. Can we get this on the screen? Probably not. We don't. Our AV guy is not here. But
our AV kid.
Bracket, guys. This is not in time order. I don't think. Maybe it is. Baylor versus Norfolk State, guys. We're not expecting any magic from this game. At least I am not. I think Baylor has been hurt most of the season, and I think they're about to hit their stride. It wasn't quite ready for their conference championship, but they're ready to roll. So I got Baylor over Norfolk State. Norfolk State. UNC Marquette. I did not take Marquette once this year, and I don't plan on taking them once this week. So we're going to keep going with UNC there. This one is the crazy one. St. Mary's, Indiana. I was pretty much sold on Indiana going into this matchup.
Me too.
I mean, I freaking love what's his last name? Is it
their big guy, their big man?
Yeah. I mean, he had 27 points last night.
Yeah, it's two last names, isn't it?
Yeah, it's two last names. I'll get back to you on that, but I love their rebounding. I love their big man play, and they can hit perimeter shots on occasion. But it was Adam Trigger. Shout out Adam Trigger. I was listening
Jackson
to
Davis.
Listening to the Hustle pod, and I learned a few things. These guys don't want to travel across the country in one night, basically, to play at St. Mary's. Kind of a crazy conference. This is probably a bad matchup for Indiana, but I'm not going to go as far as Adam went. Adam had a Cinderella run for St. Mary's. I'm taking Indiana. I'm going with my guts. That's my conference at heart, and I think Indiana Woodson gets a W, which is very unique for him. He's not used to those.
I like that.
UCLA Akron. I got UCLA winning.
Was that a sneaking in a pride of the Knicks little dig there at the Knicks?
Right. Huh? I think Mike Woodson win 3 games in 3 years.
Yikes.
Texas, Virginia Tech. This is where the sparks fly.
Shout out Craig.
Shout out Craig. He's going to love me right now. But, guys, I don't have Virginia.
The other CT.
I don't have Virginia Tech winning just this game. Their story extends.
Okay.
All right. Their story extends. I like Virginia Tech knocking off Texas. Texas, in the middle of the season, you thought maybe this was their year. Maybe they were hitting that stride.
Maybe Texas is back.
And then at the end of the season, I took Texas maybe 5 times, and I went 0 for 5. So they're dead to me. Virginia Tech's in. I think this is the 11-6 matchup that you want to see, and VT knocks off Texas. Purdue, Yale. Purdue's going to fucking knock their boots off. Purdue's going to win that one. Another surprise team that I like, mark it down, San Francisco. Okay, we don't get to watch them that often. They play a tough schedule up in the Northwest. They play St. Mary's twice a year, Gonzaga, and you don't hear much about them, but they're a tough, gritty team. I don't think Murray State's going to be able to hang with them, and I think San Francisco is another team that's going to make a little bit of a.
I think they had to play those teams 3 times, right? St. Mary's and
yes,
because they had to play them in the tournament.
There you go.
Yes.
So you played 6 games versus, top 15, top 10, and the number 1 team.
I think they had a decent non-conference schedule too. I think they played a couple of good teams there too.
I think they're ready to go.
They started really hot, I think.
Mm-hmm. Now the last game, Kentucky versus St. Peter's. I tell you what, man, I would love to see Kentucky lose this one. I did some research on St. Peter's. That's not going to happen this weekend, unfortunately. But keep an eye on Kentucky, all right? A lot of people are putting bets in for over 2.5 games won, over 3 games won in this tournament. Kentucky is not the same Kentucky. So if you're just auto-filling Kentucky to the Elite Eight at Final Four, you're sadly mistaken. That's my first round. Are we going to the second round as well?
What do you think? You want to just
go
first round?
Run through the region. Yeah, I think run through the region.
Yeah,
okay.
Region.
So then it gets into the second round for the East, and we got Baylor, UCLA.
UNC.
Did I do UCLA yet?
UNC.
Oh, no, sorry. Baylor.
Carolina.
There we go. Baylor, North Carolina. I got Baylor. North Carolina, their run ends versus really a strong Baylor team. UCLA, Indiana. My heart tells me Indiana, but my brain tells me UCLA. So we're going to go UCLA there. Virginia Tech, Purdue. I'm taking Virginia Tech over Purdue.
Whoa.
Purdue can literally go jump into a fucking ocean, okay? Purdue is not the same Purdue that we're used to. I actually have Purdue marked, but you know what? No, we're not going to
Not a big Ivy fan?
No.
Boiler better will not be happy.
Boiler up.
And then we got San Francisco, Kentucky, and our first official upset alert. We're going San Francisco over Kentucky.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's leads us to the next matchup, and everything comes full circle versus Baylor versus UCLA. Baylor wins that one. Virginia Tech, San Francisco. Got San Francisco winning, and then Baylor beats San Francisco by 35. Baylor will be the regional member of that crew. I think it's a very soft region, may I ask?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think Baylor in this region is the most them in Kansas maybe the most questionable one. Who's gonna go out first kind of deal. Baylor dealing with a lot more injuries, losing a lot from last year. I think I put UCLA through that region overall from my bracket. I actually thought highly of Indiana because the play-in team. Who's your best play-in team from the grouping? Is it going to be Notre Dame?
I feel like the best play-in team always wins a game or two.
Indiana. I think
Indiana is the best one.
Could be Rutgers. I mean, Rutgers isn't bad. I don't know how to differentiate between Indiana and Rutgers, really.
I will say,
I think it's either Indiana or whoever comes out of the game tonight.
Yeah. And that Rutgers Notre Dame game is kind of interesting too. But all right, so you heard it here that there's one bracket down, one region down. Oh, what's the name of your region, by the way? I didn't say what the name of your region was.
Oh, you didn't think it. Give him a second to think of his name.
Well, he's got to unmute first. Unmute lock.
He needs me to send my AV guy.
I'll give it to you end of day. Let me.
Okay.
I think you should roll with the that's what she said region because you called it the soft region, and that's what she said.
I'll do
soft rims, right?
Soft rim, hard region, or a hard bracket.
Hard rim, soft region.
Yeah, hard rim, soft region. Yes.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, got it.
Hard rim, soft region. I did say both of those were correct. So
that's really going to mess up my any kind of Twitter thing I need to post just because of character.
You could put it in like you could put like HRS
double hockey sticks.
Yeah. Okay. Next one up. I'm done.
I guess we'll go clockwise on this one. So I guess it goes to you, Odds Fellow. You may have a few guests while you do your bracket.
I'll try my best.
Why not? Let's just go with it.
And use the mute button to our advantage. So we'll start with the 1 seed. I think Arizona gets through there. We know the 116 history.
Gutsy pick.
Lightning is not about to strike twice. So we're going to Arizona. And we will get the boys. We'll get each kid, 2 sons, 2 boys, to each do a bracket, and we'll get those out tomorrow. So we'll have a little fun.
Oh, nice.
Then we're going to go Seton Hall TCU. This one's tough because I hate that these 2 teams got matched up against each other. I think both of them could have done some damage, upset-wise if they had a different draw. But I'm going to ride with the hometown boys. Seton Hall, I think, does enough to at least get into the second round. Houston UAB, that 5-12 matchup is always fun for people. The upset does not happen here. Houston gets through. little underrated team. I think Houston has covered lately and done pretty well.
They're
in their
ranked
last
real high
stretch,
on
yeah.
Ken Pop. They're high.
Yeah, so I was going to say, so here's a little
little
stat on them. Yeah, here's a little stat on them. 9-1 in their last 10 games. One of only 2 teams in this field ranked in the top 12 offensive and defensive efficiency per Ken Pom. We know the other team, right? Any guesses?
Gonzaga.
No, it's it's it Gonzaga? Okay.
Yeah, and there was a good stat.
So somebody else might be right outside of that top 12.
There was a good stat that I heard on the radio this morning that if you're in that top epsilon, there's like 3 or 4. There's 4 or 5 teams that kind of fit into it. That normally those teams kind of make the Final Four, and Houston was one of them, and obviously Gonzaga. And I think Kansas might have been in there too. So
yeah, Houston's a legit Final Four contender.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I agree. And I'm staying a little chalky. Illinois Chattanooga, fun matchup. But I just think too much firepower there for Illinois. Now they've struggled a little bit against the spread. So just a little betting tip there to watch. This might be a big spread. I don't know the line. But they're 2-7 last 9 and 4-11 last 15 ATS. So maybe a little fade even if they get through, right? Or a good live bet if they get down early or anything. Now, again, we mentioned the 5-12, but I think 11-6 has actually been an interesting upset. So over the past 5 years, 11 seeds are 11-9 against the number 6s. So you want to find an 11 seed probably to get it done here. And I actually think it does happen in the South region. I'm jumping on the fighting Juwan Howards. They rally around their guy. They get it done. Tough draw for Colorado State to get a team in the Big Ten. Now, Michigan struggled against the top 25, and we'll get to that a little bit in the next round. They were 2-7. Obviously played a ton of them in conference, out of conference, but 2-7 against the top 25. But that is not Colorado State. So let's push them
fade
through.
Mountain West. It's just full fade Mountain West. Mountain West is so bad in the tournaments. I think they're like 15-30 or something like that.
Yeah, a little surprising. I don't know if you guys have a reaction to this of Michigan not getting forced into the play-in situation.
I don't know how that didn't happen. I don't know how Indiana didn't get that spot versus who knows. I don't know how that works. Bigger wins, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, don't
could be either. Could be. So Longwood here makes their first NCAA appearance ever. So motivated? Do they get it done against the Vols? I think not. Tennessee moves on to the next round.
Okay, good.
Ohio State, Loyola, Chicago. I think this is the end of Sister Jean. Hopefully not permanently. Hopefully, maybe permanently.
I like that. I think Ohio State is due for a win.
I agree. Actually,
watch.
Exactly.
So we give
fun team there, right?
Like one more game. I mean, can you give her one more send off?
She's got some luck left in the hips.
I think you gotta choose between Coach K and Sister Jean. You can't have them both continue to advance in the same year.
I choose Sister Dean every fucking time.
So, I mean, Loyola Chicago. Everybody sees that name, and goes, "Oh shit, we just got to put them through." I was like, that team finished 5th in their conference, and were reluctant to actually get into the championship based on a tourney bid. I was like, this team is not as good as
it was
last
for them, right?
Yeah, they're not the same team for sure.
They lost their best player from last year, so
and their coach,
correct. Yes.
Yeah. Now I was doing a lot of research on the next matchup, 2-15 Villanova Delaware, and I just wanted to make sure that Joe Flacco was not making any appearances. Confirmed, Joe Flacco is not appearing for the Fighting Blue Hens, and we are putting the Villanova Wildcats through to the next round. Flacco, pride of the Jets. All right, so we'll go back up to the top. Now you get Arizona Seton Hall. Now I do think Seton Hall is peaking at a really good time. I just don't think they have enough to compete with Arizona. A little inconsistent there, but they are. If you're looking at this team, they've won 6 of their last 7, which with the lone loss being that loss in the semis, I think, to UConn in the Big East tournament. So they're playing well. Under team to watch. So especially in that TCU game, probably a good under in that first round. Arizona, you got to see how their firepower comes out. Houston, Illinois. I actually think Houston gets through. I think this is where you get a little bit of an upset, and the 5 beats the 4. Michigan, Tennessee. Again, we talked about the Michigan versus top 25. I think they get a good favorable matchup in the first round. That ends here, and the Vols stay a little bit hot. And then we'll go down 7 2 matchup, Nova does beat Ohio State and get through. So I look a little chalky as you get through, but a couple upsets sprinkled in there. So I have a 1-5 Arizona-Houston and a 3-2 Tennessee-Villanova. Now let's start with the Arizona-Houston side of things. I really want to take Houston. I'm very torn on this. I think that Arizona team is a little bit
hard
younger.
to write down, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you guys urge me over, I'll do it because it doesn't matter because I'm going to get to the next part that happens. But go ahead, Guns.
No, I think this is the point where they're going to miss their top scorer because they lost their top scorer during the season. He's not going to be there. They lost another guard in their lineup too. So they were really heavy. I can't think of the guy's name right now.
No, which team? Arizona.
Houston. I'm sorry. He's talking about Houston, right?
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah, so Houston's dealing with injuries.
Is Arizona getting Kerr back? Kriska? I mean, he's their big scorer.
I don't know for sure.
Ankle,
Yeah. Well, but he could also rest those first couple rounds, right?
Right.
I think with the matchup that this Arizona team is a lot better than people think. I think that everybody's going to say, just like last year, that the Pac-12 is a weak conference. Granted, they only have 3 teams this year. I was like, this Arizona team's good. This UCLA team's good. I was like, don't sleep on this conference. Yeah. You're getting the best teams there. So,
So look, Guns just convinced me. They're going to get healthy. They're going to use the early rounds to get oiled up, and they're going to punch their ticket to the Elite 8, Arizona, Villanova, because I got Villanova rolling through Tennessee in that matchup there. That Tennessee team is good, but streaky. They've had some letdown spots. Now, you could call it a revenge factor, right? They got beat up on November 20th. If anyone bet on this game, watch this game. This was early on in things, but it was 71-53. And if anything, when you look at this Villanova team, I was at the Big East final. I was at the Garden. Electric game. Creighton put up a good fight. They fought through the Big East tournament. They just have too much experience, I think, at point guard, at coach, and I think they're going to get all the way there. Then I think they beat Arizona. I love the way they can control tempo and control pace. They're such a good defensive team, and that doesn't even come through, as much in some of the defensive efficiency. But another thing here too to watch is, since 2012, only one Final Four team has ranked outside of the top 40 in adjusted defensive efficiency. So it's Final Four, not championship, right? We're talking Final Four. Villanova fits that bill. They're in there. They've been playing well as of late. I like the point guard. I like the coach. I like the experience. I like the defense. I think they get it done.
It was like 1 out of 87 or something like that. I think I heard that stat too. Yeah, Gillespie coming back was a big thing. Taking that opt out year from COVID, coming back. He's been
there like 8 years. He looks good.
Won the championship before. I don't hate I took Arizona to go to the Final Four, but most of your bracket kind of matched mine. It was like almost identical. I was like going, yep. That's what you're supposed to do. But the only thing
about my bracket, I just want to tell you that.
But yeah, Villanova was the one pick. I was like, I can see it happening. I just think Arizona is going to be able to pull it together. Just super talented.
Yeah, and if that's the Elite 8 matchup we get in that region, I think that's going to be a fun game. Tennessee Arizona would be fun too.
So I think Arizona's done. I got them done early.
Really?
Where do you have them tripping up?
I believe it was Seton Hall, wasn't it?
Oh, so yeah, probably so in the second round, Seton Hall, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that'll win you some. You some money.
I can see Houston beating them.
I like fading the West. I don't like the West. So any games that
I think the health you mentioned for Houston was my concern. So I think ultimately on the show live, you guys saw me, punch the Arizona ticket because I knew they were losing the next round no matter what.
Yep. Also, real quick note. I mean,
so you got Nova in the Final Four, is what you're saying. You got Nova in the Final Four.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Never mind.
No, go ahead, Locks. What were you saying?
I thought Odds was like, coming on and like taking some papers in. He's like, the kids are coming out. He just dropped some knowledge. He just fucking dropped some serious numbers, some fucking analytical genius. So shout out to
he knows what he's doing.
Fellow, my man.
He knows.
It's funny. I heard some of the same stats I heard. I was like, yeah, I know that one. I was like, that was so funny that he brought it up here.
Are you guys reading the same articles? Get over here.
No, on the same Twitter timeline.
Are you in my head?
Yeah. Are you in my head? I listen to a lot of just gambling radio when I go into work. It takes me 30 minutes, so that's all I listen to.
Yeah, I exclusively listen to Sharks and Sports. I don't know if you guys know.
I'm more of a short-term, high volatility investments kind of guy. Have you seen those guys? They're fucking unreal.
They took the week off their podcast, which really pissed me off because
I think it's a Gary Vee show, but like somehow it keeps popping up on my timeline.
Yeah, we're turning ourselves into NFTs. Is what we're
really. And I love your partner. Your partner is funny. He's a fucking funny guy.
Well, the college basketball NFTs are supposed to be coming out, I heard. So, who knows?
What's the name of your region?
I got to get back to that too, but let's go with the kids zone. Kids zone.
For the kids?
Yeah, for the kids. There you go. For the children.
Yeah.
I spent more. I think it goes clockwise, so it goes to me. So we're going to the Midwest. So I spent more time coming up with my region name than I did on my bracket. I'm just kidding. But I'm going to call this the Nether. That's
the Nether region. All right.
Yes, that's right. That's going to be the name of my region.
I like that.
Come on. What are we doing over there?
Yeah.
This is wine. This is
wordplay. Wordplay. You got to have the pinky up if you're drinking it like that.
Only certain people do that, and that will not be named.
You want some walk-up music, Guns? I feel like you need a shot of tequila, or you need like shotgun of Viva. I need energy.
Let's show something.
All right, this is your tryout. All right.
All right, here we go. We're gonna go with the Midwest bracket. We call it the Nether region, and I'm not talking about down below. I'm talking about NCAA basketball, and we're going to start at the top. 116 seed. We got the Kansas Jayhawks playing Texas Southern. You saw Texas Southern play last night. You thought they were going to lose. Not so fast, my friend. They've been in that playing game so many times. They're not going to win against Kansas Jayhawks. I'm not going to give them that at all. Give me Kansas to move on. The San Diego Aztecs are going against the Cretin who gives a shits. San Diego is going all the way on that one. I love the defense of this team. I know it's a Mountain West team, but if there's any team that can move on in the bracket, it's this one. They play absolutely electric. And by the way, I think this is going to be way low scoring. It's going to be a goddamn rock fight. Give me San Diego State to move on in that game. Now you have Iowa versus Richmond. Two teams that won their conference. You have Richmond that took away a spot from Texas A&M. Everyone's bitching, hawing, and pawing because Michigan was in. Texas A&M did not. They're playing in the knit. But I like this Iowa team. I don't think Richmond has the gusto. They played I'm glad to be here. Haven't been here in a while. They haven't been there since 2011, I believe. So give me Iowa to move on in that one. Boom. Move on to the next one. Providence at the 4 seed going against the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. Now, this is a popular dog for everybody that I have seen. Everybody's taking South Dakota to move on. Why? Providence has lost their last 2 games. Providence got their dick kicked in by Creighton. You don't think they're pissed off? This team is really good. They can play with anybody. They've had a good non-conference schedule. Providence is going to win this one. I'm not going to take the upset here. Give me Providence. Give me the Friars to go to the next round. Now, let's move on to the next one. Now, LSU loses their coach, Wade. He's just handing money hand over fist to players. He's lost his job right before the tournament. You have the Iowa State Hawkeyes playing arguably their best season, ever?
Cyclones. Come on.
What I say? God damn it. I'm going real fast here. The Cyclones, and you had the 6-11. You heard the stats from the odds fellow. I'm going against the stats. I'm thinking this team is going to go kumbaya for each other, play for their assistant coach. LSU is a real good team. Tough schedule playing in the SEC. Give me LSU to move on in that one. Now you have Wisconsin versus Colgate.
Colgate is tough, dude. Colgate is real tough.
What about this one?
They got by Loyola in the Patriot League. You got to watch that team.
The Patriot League, the Colgate. This team played absolutely terrible in the beginning of the season. Absolutely terrible, dreadful. But they're on an absolute hot streak, winning left and right. They won the Patriot League. You have a Wisconsin team that got hot in January. Hot in January doesn't get you hot in March, does it? Colgate moves on. There's your upset right there. 14 beats a 3. Mark it down right now. Colgate moves on.
Over.
Do we know the last 14-3 upset? It's definitely happened. Was it last year?
Well, while you find that info, I just want to tell you the only thing I know about Colgate is they have a good
the odds of a 14 beat. Check the odds of the yes and no on your props of a 14 of I think it's 14, 15, 16 beating, or I think a 14 beating a 3. It's very low. Why is it low? It's probably because Wisconsin is going to lose that game.
And Wisconsin, Colgate, Sweet 16, my wife's bracket. Guns
came in with the toothbrush on that ass. Let's fucking go.
I need to make sure Guns and my wife aren't talking.
Take Colgate to beat Wisconsin. Everybody's going to love Wisconsin. Guess what? They could have won the Big Ten regular season, and they decided to get their dick kicked in by Nebraska. What? And then they lose their first round of their tournament game. You're not a champion, son. You're done. Give me Colgate. They want to be there. You're done. All right, now we go into the next
round. It happened a lot. Just looking at the research, just to give some info, some tidbits. 2013 once, 2014 once, 2015 twice, 2016 once. Then it didn't happen again until 2021. But hey, if I'm a trend guy, it clustered between 13 and 16. It's about to cluster again.
Clip it. Wow. Wisconsin
it's like
losing
Bitcoin. It goes down and then stays there a little bit and comes right back up. It's coming back, baby. You heard it here first.
22 and 122 all time.
But it's happening. Fucking toothbrushes out.
All right, get your toothbrushes out. Make sure it's not Crest you're brushing your teeth with. Make sure it's Colgate. All right, now you got USC and Miami playing each other. I think the height advantage on this one for USC is going to take over. This team made it very far. And by the way, there is a good trend here with Enfield as a coach, 10-1 against the spread in tournament games. I'm just going to keep riding that trend until it crashes. Give me USC. Go to the next round. Auburn versus Jackson State. I'm not even going to waste your time on this one. Just take Auburn. All right, moving on to the next round. Now we get to Kansas versus San Diego State. I just think San Diego State doesn't have the offense to get past Kansas. They're going to move on. Give me Kansas. And then Iowa versus Providence. I love this Iowa team. I know they're probably gassed out from winning the Big Ten championship, but the Murray twins, Bohannon, this team is got enough skill. They got enough youth. They got enough veterans. I know the coach hasn't made it past the first weekend. Well, in my opinion, he's going to make it past this weekend, and he's going to move on to go play Kansas. Give me Iowa. LSU versus Colgate. I want to take Colgate here, but I can't do it. I can't do it here. I think LSU is just a better defense. I think they're just a little bit more powerful. People are just going to fade LSU all the way to the bank. So whatever. I'm going to take LSU.
Come on, Guns. Give us the good stuff.
And then we have Auburn versus USC. You think Enfield can't play Auburn? You know what Auburn does well? They play well at home. I think they're 14-0 at home. What do they do on the road? Eat shit. And they're playing in a neutral site versus a team that's been there before, that's actually played well. I don't trust the coach. I don't trust the players for Auburn. I don't trust the Tigers at all. Please give me USC to move on to the next round. I love USC. I like the height. They can play defense. People deny the fact that Pac-12 can't do it again. You got 3 teams. These 3 teams have been there, done that. They can do it again. Give me USC.
Is OJ Mayo still a freshman there?
I need a stat check on that one from our intern.
He has eligibility left. I know that.
I'll run that back. But look, don't sleep on that other Mobley. Do not sleep on that other Mobley.
Yo, he's nice. He's nice.
You mean the poor man's Carl?
I told you they're big inside.
Little cat.
Sometimes, Guns, what happens when they're not clicking? Because you see it every 3rd game or 4th game with USC, and they just throw up an absolute pooper, an absolute stinker. Why is that? Is defense just locked down?
No, it's called motivation. Are you motivated to go play? When your back's against the wall, are you going to be the wolf or the sheep?
So USC is a little soft.
I think USC, when their back's against the wall, they can wolf out. But when it's wolf versus wolf, may have a problem. But we'll get to that in a second.
Well, Matt Leinart, Paris Hilton-esque. I like it.
Ooh. All right, so now we got Kansas versus Iowa. I think if there's any team that can really match up well versus Kansas here, and Kansas is red hot right now. Don't get me wrong. They're red hot. The back end of the season, they're getting hot at the right time, but so is Iowa. I watched every minute of every Iowa game all the way through that tournament, and I actually saw what a good tournament team can do. And granted, both teams have won their conference tournament, which is not a good sign when you're trying to get into the Final Four. It's a huge if you lose in the semis, you get that extra rest. You're in a better spot. But these two teams are in the same spot as far as rest is concerned. I'm going to go with Iowa in this one. I like Bohannon. I like the Murray twins. Like I said before, I think, granted, their defense isn't as good as Kansas, but I'm going to ride Iowa in this one to move on and upset the number one. All right, going to the next one, LSU versus USC. This is where it's going to be a problem for LSU. I think the coach is you're going to be riding on the coach in this one. Is coach versus coach, and I trust Enfield. I trust the former Florida Gulf Coast Dunk City. Was it Dunk City or Dunk U? I can't remember that, but he's the former coach there. He's got so much tournament experience. I'm going to rely on that one and take USC to move on. Now you have Iowa versus USC. You have a big height advantage. While they still breed tall farm boys at Iowa too. And when you go to the guard play, now it comes down to the guard play. Bohannon, the Murrays, they're going to run the table. They're going to score. They're going to shoot. And their defense has improved towards the end of the season, which is a good sign. So I'm going to be riding Iowa, the 5 seed. What? A 5 seed into the Final Four. Give me Iowa. That is the Nether region.
Wow. And why is it called the Nether? Say it one more time. Oh,
it's Nether. You know, the region.
It's neither here nor there, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh. We got some
where the Nether region is.
The dads are out tonight, guys. I'm telling you right now, watch out.
If you actually look at a bracket, it's down below.
Got Pun Picks in Disney World right now, stoned as a bat. Dad jokes are out tonight, guys.
Literally.
I'm looking at the bracket now. It's down below. You know.
All right, boys. Let's get to the West. I got some good points.
I don't know what that means. I'm not stoned enough. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, jeez.
Let's go out west. Let's go out west.
Let's go out to the west. Let's go out to the west. It might be an age thing.
Is that like a Tupac song? What are you guys talking about?
All right, boys. West Coast vibes here now. West Coast vibes.
Should we just talk about our first? Should we just, if anybody's listening right now, Guns Picks just picked his Nether region, which I don't know what that means. He has Iowa advancing. Odds Fellows got Nova advancing from the
kids zone.
South.
The kids zone.
In the kids zone.
For the kids.
And my region, the East region, which is Hard Rims, Easy region. Oh no, Hard Rims.
Soft region. Soft region.
I'd
like to revise mine to the 529 plan.
529.
Ooh, I like that. The dream.
I don't understand what's going on.
Say
I have Baylor going, so Pun Picks.
All right, boys. You ready? You lock and you need to talk guns?
No, I just want to say one thing. I took Iowa in this bracket. I do like Iowa, but if anyone wants to pick Kansas too, I like Kansas. I have 2 brackets. I have 19 brackets out there, but it's usually Kansas and Iowa.
We got to pick some chances.
Iowa is this bracket. This is the pick, and this is my favorite one. But
do you want to take Kansas? You can.
No,
take
I do
Kansas.
not. I do not. Nope.
Guns, do you want to take Kansas?
Nope. I spent hours.
I didn't want to do this. Guns Picks to the head.
Make up the name for my bracket. Hours. That's what I did.
Okay.
All right. Okay. West Coast vibes. We're back to the West Coast. Everybody chill. All right. Gonzaga, Georgia State, obviously the Zags. Boise State, Memphis. I'm going with Boise. The blue turf, the blue court, it travels. It travels. I don't trust
0-7 all time. So you're officially saying their first win.
Yeah, I don't trust. I don't trust Anthony Hardaway. in a tournament situation at the podium. UConn, New Mexico State. Upset City. We're going with the Aggies. We're going with the Aggies to beat UConn. I don't trust the Big East at all. Outside of Nova and maybe their top teams. I don't think the Big East has much going on.
Seton Hall.
No.
I saw Seton Hall in person, courtside. Let me tell you something. This shit does stink.
All right, boys. Well, now we're going down to Arkansas, Vermont. This is a tough one because Arkansas is trendy. They're a trendy team. Vermont is really, really good. Like really good, right? They buzzed through that conference. They were huge favorites to win. They went ahead and they did win. But I'm sticking with the must bus and going with Arkansas. Alabama versus Rutgers / Notre Dame. This is a tough one. See, I'm the only person here that needs to pick, a game that hasn't been finished yet.
Do we need a score check before you do that? Have they started playing yet?
I don't think
they have not started playing yet. But it was strategic that way because we need this insight. We give our best soldiers the hardest tasks.
It doesn't matter. I'm going with Bama. I think the SEC is really good. I think you're going to see that in the tournament. Texas Tech, Montana State. This was a no-brainer for me with Tech and their defense. Montana State's not going to have seen anything like them defensively all year. Davidson, Michigan State. I'm going with Davidson. Hard not to pick Izzo in the tournament, but I don't think that they have the dudes. I don't think they have the team this year. Even if I get this wrong, I don't think they're moving past Duke, who beats Cal State Fullerton. All right, so we got Gonzaga, Boise, New Mexico State, Arkansas, Bama, Tech, Davidson, Duke. Next round, Gonzaga, Boise. We're going with the Zags. Now we have New Mexico State versus Arkansas. New Mexico State is a really good team. Anybody want to stick up for New Mexico State? Anybody pick them on their brackets?
No.
Who they wait, they're playing Arkansas?
Arkansas.
I'm holding at my hope with my future.
I will say this. I did hear a stat about there's like an 80 and I wish I could remember what the stat was. It had to do with offensive efficiency versus defensive efficiency of teams. And then if you hit this certain rate in Arkansas, Connecticut, Illinois, there was 2 other teams that hit it. Their hit rate of going into the next weekend was like less than 20%.
Oh, wow. That's not good.
Yeah, it was something crazy that I heard.
Well, I'm still going with Arkansas. I think they're a really, really good team. They're definitely a second weekend team. Okay, let's see. Tech, Bama. I'm going with Texas Tech. Bama, to me, hasn't played well the last month of the season at all. They were a top 15 team most of the year.
I think they're the top-rated defense.
I just don't think they can. I don't think they're a great shooting team. That's my idea.
They don't play well outside of their
right.
I love it.
What team are we talking about? I was a little sidetracked.
Alabama and Tech.
I have Alabama missing the show.
Yeah, I have Tech
losing second or third round. Maybe. What do you guys have?
I got them losing first. I don't like Alabama at all.
Yeah, I do. I just don't like Rutgers or Notre Dame.
Go with your heart. Sorry.
I think if Rutgers and Notre Dame wouldn't have been if Notre Dame wins tonight, there's no way they're beating Alabama.
Yeah, you probably have a point. Yeah, I'd have.
So I'm just going with Bama because they're already there and I know who they are. So now I'm going with Bama versus Tech. I'm going with Texas Tech, Davidson, Duke, a little crosstown rivalry here. Can we get Steph Curry maybe in the building?
That's the Curry Bowl.
Little Curry brother action. Still going with Coach K and Duke. So now we have Gonzaga, Arkansas. So this will be an interesting matchup if it happens. Very interesting matchup if it happens. I think it's Gonzaga all the way, though. I can't pick Arkansas. I think everybody's going to be trying to sneak Arkansas into their Final Four somehow. So I'm picking Gonzaga. Tech, Duke. I'm picking Tech. Sorry, Guns. But I think Tech is poised for another run. So you Gonzaga Tech, which will be a really contrasting style difference if that happens. defensive minded versus offensive minded. Although Gonzaga plays defense as well, but they're slow pace versus fast pace. So I'm going with Gonzaga to the Final Four. And who is their mascot?
Bulldogs.
Okay, so this region is named the Snoop region. The Snoop region.
It's a West region. Yes, it's perfect.
The dogs. The dogs.
Like
it's
Snoopy.
out west.
Like Snoopy.
The Snoop
A little
region.
dog. Little puppy.
Just
Snoop?
don't call them bitches, though.
All right. Like the cartoon character, little Snoopy dog.
All right, boys. So look, I've been writing these down as we go. We have Gonzaga coming out of the west, Baylor coming out of the east, Nova coming out of the south, Iowa coming out of the Midwest.
All right.
Gonzaga
what are we
versus
going to do? We're
Baylor.
going to do
Gonzaga versus Baylor. What do we think? Democracy here.
the 3/4 compromise. We're majority rules, right?
That's a
What
revenge.
happens if we go 2-2?
I think the coin.
Maybe
has to
you
come
can't
out.
vote. Yeah.
Then one of your kids gets to pick.
You know what? If you want, I can take this from here. I could be the host, and you guys can vote because you guys are the fathers. This is the dad bods, and I am the intern.
Go ahead.
So,
Go ahead.
all right.
Beat us.
All right, guys, welcome to Selection Wednesday. The dad bods combined with the intern have come up with their selections for the Final Four: Baylor, Gonzaga, Villanova, and Iowa. 4 teams, 2 spots. In a process of elimination, we have 3 voters, and whoever gets the most votes will reign supreme and be the Dad Bod's champion contestant. So let's go first off the bat. The first matchup, I believe, is Villanova versus Baylor?
Iowa.
Villanova versus Iowa. I'm going to, on top of me right now is Pun. So, Pun, what is your selection?
Nova all the way.
Every time I say Nova, I want to say the Ova.
Supernova.
Okay, so Villanova has 1 vote. In order to have Iowa stay alive, Guns, what is your selection here?
Both have good guard play. They match up well in that situation. I think Villanova has a more high-powered octane offense. They've been there before. They have Gillespie. They have the better coach. You got to go Villanova.
All right. Nova's
and in
moving
a turn of events, I'm sorry, Iowa, but your time on this island has ended. The tribe has spoken.
Chug that beer.
That would have been a clean sweep. Clean sweep, folks.
Viva, baby.
Viva.
You are the
Viva.
Also, this part of the show, with me hosting and having the 3 voters, we did have a proud sponsor. It is Viva Tequila. The perfect day drink, the perfect pregame, the perfect postgame. Viva. Stay thirsty, my friends. All right, the next
How'd
game.
you read that?
The next game, guys, it is Baylor versus Gonzaga in a rematch from last year's championship finale. Let's go to my I'm looking at right now Guns picks. I want him to start this one off because I know last year we were on the wrong side of this matchup. It was a collaboration of great destruction.
The revenge tour for Gonzaga is the celebration. They add one of the top freshmen in the country. Villanova is just not going to have the gusto to handle the size, the strength, the power.
They're playing Baylor, Guns.
Oh, no.
Wait, Baylor. Oh, no. I thought we were going. Sorry.
No. We're not there.
All right.
Yet.
No, okay. Let's go.
This is
right,
Bill
this is
Walton.
even better.
Guns.
This is
I feel
even
like
better.
I'm talking to Bill Walton right now.
Oh, well, Bill Walton just put all 3. Can you put all 3 Pac-12 teams into the championship? All right. So Baylor versus Gonzaga. Now, if you guys actually watched the college basketball tournament last year, those 2 teams played each other in the championship.
They did.
It was Baylor just took them over. They had too much depth, too much speed, too much gusto, and they won. Gonzaga's pissed. Smelling salts. Gonzaga is the pick.
I believe it was 1 year to go today that I left a baby shower to go live on Twitter with Guns picks. It was the collaboration of the century. The followers were looking for the sharp play.
I forgot about that.
We sold ourselves to the devil.
We
gave 10 minutes of our best, and a lot of people would say they would pay less.
You were in a
20-second loser.
You were outside a church in Philly.
That was the last the collab I got asked to do with Guns before joining GPO Lock.
Oh, the season ended.
It did. It did. It ended on a low note, but we're still here, baby.
We'll have to bring dancing. That back.
I think the odds fellow is frozen. Can we
no, he's there. He's staring
back?
At me funny.
Oh, there he is.
All right. So, guys, we have our championship bracket. I do want to bring in the audience. You guys have a keypad in front of you. Please make your selection. A is for Gonzaga. B is for Villanova. We'll give you 30 seconds.
Lock Seacrest.
Well, the odds fellow, were you going to pick Gonzaga? We didn't get 2 votes.
We didn't get to.
You're a great host.
I was just going to let him go, but
yeah.
All right, the odds fellow, Gonzaga. I mean, we can mix this up. I mean, there's only 1 vote is in. There's 2 votes left. If you guys want to, if the original fathers want to form an alliance, you guys are more.
No, I think that I think the revenge tour continues. I did want to get to a third tie-breaking vote, but I think we're all in the same boat. So yeah,
okay.
Revenge tour continues.
Pun. Unfortunately, your vote does not count here. But with that comes another team that has been voted off the island. Baylor, your time is done. Please pack your bags and leave the island. All right, the championship matchup we were all looking for, guys. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Villanova, Gonzaga. We got the boys from Philadelphia suburbs playing the upper West Coast echelon, the secrecy of the Great North, Gonzaga. Let's start it with my good friend, the odds fellow. Actually, no pun. Since we skipped you, I want you to start off the trend. Let's hear you, baby.
All season, I've been thinking this is Gonzaga's year. They've come so close so many times. I think this is their year. I'm on Gonzaga in almost every bracket that I have. Gonzaga.
Thank you for that vote. I appreciate that vote. And we have marked our records. Going to our second judge, the odds fellow. Is it Gonzaga or is it Villanova?
We were going to go to the tiebreaker here, my friends. Villanova at my FanDuel plus 2,000 ticket.
Wow.
Gets it done.
I love that.
Whoa.
Honestly, I do love that. And
it's great value, right? Like
all good things, all nice
things. Take us home, Guns. Take us home, Guns.
Good things must come to an end sometimes, or maybe a surprise coming from
I'm a little scared about what's going to happen. I'm very scared about what's about to happen. What's about to transpire.
I'm very scared.
It's like I'm in bracket council right now.
He's gonna go Avengers on us and just snap. He's just gonna hold that glove up and just snap his finger.
I mean, I've had this alliance with Villanova, but I did promise after I won immunity that I would not cast my vote for Gonzaga and we would be in the final.
Uh-oh. It's the Zags. It's the Zags.
And with that, I'm sorry, Villanova, but you must leave the island. Your limo is here. That's all for Villanova. Gonzaga, it was always Gonzaga. It always was somehow.
Give us a final score, Locke, as the host. Give us a final score of this Gonzaga-Nova game for tiebreaker situations.
I'm going to go, listen, last year was a dud in the sense it was a 30-point stinker or whatever. It was 18 points, 15 points. It was not a fun game to watch every minute of. I mean, Gonzaga Baylor, you think was actually a fun game?
It was if you had Baylor, you bet a lot on Baylor, which I did.
Oh, well, I had Gonzaga, so there you go.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I think this Gonzaga team's a little bit different because they've had these big losses. They lost to like Duke and early in the season, and then they lost late in the season. So they had all these like weird losses that they didn't have last year. You know what I mean? And they have a little bit more firepower.
Yeah.
I can't see anybody beating Gonzaga.
No. And I was just about to talk about the score, and then Pun was like, "No, you're wrong."
I mean, I don't know anybody that can beat him, but this is March.
All right. Okay. Pun picks is gone.
I thought I was leaving.
Well, I guess that's how you go out. So that's it. Oh wait. Any picks for tomorrow? Anybody? Picks for tomorrow.
Well, I'm still here.
I'm sticking around.
I'm still
okay.
here.
Okay. All right. I guess
final score is it's going to be 71-64 Gonzaga.
All right. So my pick for tomorrow, I'm going to stick in my region. I'm going to go in the Midwest, and obviously the one I put as much wrestling promo as I did. I got to go with Colgate plus 6.5, 7.5. I don't know what the line is right now, but that's the play, and you might as well sprinkle on the money line there. So give me Colgate.
I love the confidence that is just coming forth from Guns' toothpaste pick, but I'm with you. I'm going to tail it. I'm going to tail it blindly. I don't know much about Colgate. I'm not going to proclaim that the Wizard of Oz here. But my pick is going to be the early slate, and I'm all over Michigan. I think, like you said, I just don't think Colorado State plays a tough conference schedule and out of conference schedule for that matter. Michigan is in a very tough spot during the season, regular season. I mean, once they lose one game, their alumni starts, jabbing at them. I would hate to be a Michigan player, but doesn't mean that this team's not good. No. I think they're going to control this team, and it's actually down to -1 now. So go grab it. -1, -110. About 1.2 unit a player. So I've already posted it to GPO Lock, but that's my play of the day. Michigan starting early.
I like it.
All right, perfect. Unless Pun wants to give a pick. You want to give one pick?
I don't have any picks.
Do you want to tell us what just happened with your camera?
My computer fell off this makeshift desk I was using.
Well, enjoy your island love. That's going to do it for episode 76. We gave you the picks. We gave you a bracket. We'll see how each one of the dads does during the tournament. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe to the Dad Bots YouTube channel and the Twitter. And good luck with all your bets. Let's go and see you next time on the Dad Bots Podcast. Peace.